Okay, yeah, welcome back to the program Know Your Country Big Law Book on the Liberian Women in Democracy Radio.
It's become a daily must-listen. Between 7 and 8 p.m. every weekday, this phone-in show on 91.1 FM is all about the Liberian Constitution. Its host, Vanessa Johnson-Freeman.
Liberia has a very high illiteracy rate that stands between 60 to 70%, and because of that, not many persons are aware of the Constitution. Not many persons read the constitutions, and we target women also. So, because women constitute a higher percentage of the illiterate population, so we want them to also understand what the Constitution is, so that they be able to participate.
And participation is key. For the first time in 30 years, Liberia's constitution is open to public discussion ahead of a referendum on it next year. The Constitutional Review Committee, or CRC, has been set up to manage it. And for the first time ever, they've created a special gender text to promote women's voices in the debate.
And it's from here that the CRC are leading that process. It's something that they've been supported in by the United Nations. UNMIL have helped by printing thousands of hard copies of the Constitution, as well as training civic educators about what's inside them. According to the United Nations, this constitutional review process is a way to address past inequalities, including gender issues.
And one of the early consultative forums that the CRC convened was of women from around the country. And it was very interesting to see how actively the women representatives from the different counties participated, which shows you that there are views, strongly held views about what needs to be put in place in the Constitution to set the direction of the country in a more gender-balanced way in the future.
Some of their views: more constitutional guarantees on women's property rights, as well as ensuring gender equity in political spheres. As is already the case in countries like Rwanda, there are growing calls for the Liberian constitution to ensure that a minimum percentage of elected officials are women. The CRC's chairman believes that's the only way women's rights will be guaranteed.
If there are now women not represented in the decision-making process, to make sure that these activities, programs and policies come true, they won't come true. To make sure that women are in the decision-making echelon of the society, you need constitutional guarantees. Because if you leave it to statutes, to legislations, the makeup of the legislation, of the legislature right now, women are in a minority. And in democracy, numbers count.
But amidst the debate in the capital for more women in politics, are women in the countryside being forgotten? Annie Nushan runs a group of women's rights activists in central Liberia. She says there needs to be more constitutional safeguards for women in rural areas too.
Some of the opportunity women have at the urban area, women in the rural area are not getting it. So the women are being left behind. There is no development. There is no empowerment for them. There is nothing. They are being left behind. Nobody pay attention to them.
But making voices from across Liberia heard is just the first step. The new draft constitution will have to be agreed by the Liberian National Assembly before it eventually goes to a public vote. Katerina Vittozzi for CCTV in Monrovia, Liberia.